Help support our coverage using Blueberry, the community that gives creators the ability to make money, get detailed audience measurements, and host their audio and video. Get 30 days to try out the service using promo code BLUBRRY004.
Ome's up next. Ome is a technology company that builds smart solutions for safer homes, founded with a mission of enhancing kitchen safety first. The company's flagship product is Ome Smart Knob, a proprietary retrofit device that turns any gas or electric stove into a smart appliance in minutes simply by replacing its existing knobs. And it's Ashita?
Yes.
Oh, I usually am wrong 100%, well, 98% of the time, but I'm glad I got that right. That's great. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be here.
Yeah, and I like any time that you can take existing things in the house and transform them into something amazing and bring things into the 21st century, right? And it looks like you have created something to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've been doing that in the smart home for almost a decade now, retrofitting door locks, doorbells, and thermostats.
Yeah.
And I found a part of the home that wasn't as up to date on technology.
Yeah, well, I can see that actually, and you're right. The knobs on our stoves, and people don't tend to replace those very often either, do they? I'm not talking the knobs on the stoves. I'm talking about the stoves themselves. You know, especially people maybe my age and older. I mean, I still talk about the freezer we have in our garage that's from the 1950s, for goodness sakes, you know. I think it's probably an energy hog, and we still use it. So
yeah, I mean, that's the thing about your home appliances is that they last 10, 15, 20 plus years. It's a major purchasing decision. So it takes a long time for technology to get built in because you have to wait for everyone to need a new appliance, right?
Yep. So explain to me how this works.
Yeah, so at Ome, as you already mentioned.
So put that right here so we get a better shot with the camera.
Yeah, so we've built the only retrofit smart knob that can turn any standard gas or electric stove into a smart appliance by just replacing the knob. Okay. So you pull your knob off, you put our knob on, all DIY to install. You don't need a professional installer to do it. And you use your knob like you do every day. So you push, you turn. The only difference is that our knob connects to Wi-Fi. It's got a built-in motor, so it can automatically and proactively control each burner based on what's happening in your kitchen.
So if you have both an electric or gas, it doesn't matter?
Doesn't matter. Okay. Works on both electric and gas stovetops and ranges.
Okay. Perfect. All right, keep going.
And first and foremost, we're solving for the #1 cause of house fires, which is people leaving the stove on. I actually started the company because my own mom left the stove on by accident one too many times and started a kitchen fire, and realized that we don't really have solutions for your most used cooking appliance, which is your stove, that can solve for this problem. $1 billion in property damage every year. So I thought, how hard can it be to build a smart device that can control the burners?
I guess it was difficult.
It was a little harder than I thought, but I think that's the only way to become an entrepreneur is just to be a little ignorant and just kind of figure it out as you go.
Yeah, very impressive, actually. So, okay, so you leave this burner on your stove. Does it just automatically turn it off after a while, or are you at work and you're like, oh my goodness, I left it on. Can I, instead of having to run home to turn it off, can I just turn it off?
You can do both. So we have an automatic shutoff that will turn the burner off after a certain period of time if the setting is not changed. You can adjust that automatic shutoff timer based on your cooking habits. So if you know that typically you're cooking no longer than 30 minutes, you can just set that automatic shutoff for 30 minutes and it'll automatically turn off. If you do leave the house and you have that moment of panic, we all do, whether it's your garage door, your security system, or your stove, you can also go into our app and check to make sure the burners are off. And if they are not off before that automatic shutoff timer expires, you can also turn your burners off remotely.
What is the typical time that a person uses their stove? Is it usually like that 30-minute space, or?
So it's on average, cooking sessions tend to be between 20 to 30 minutes.
Okay.
However, you're typically not leaving the burner on a certain setting for more than 5 or 10 minutes. Usually when you do that, it's because you're simmering something for a while, maybe making rice or pasta. And the way that we account for that is you can actually set a cooking timer. And so if you know your rice is going to take 12 minutes, you can actually set a timer either through our app or through Alexa, and then the burner will just shut itself off after that.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, and the beauty of that is how many times have you gotten distracted for an extra few minutes and you burned something?
Yeah.
Right? So you can actually set that timer, which will override any automatic shut-off timer. So let's say you have to slow cook something for 3 hours. Set a 3-hour timer, and then it'll automatically shut off after that.
I was just thinking to myself, like, the special instances like Thanksgiving where the 30-minute thing wouldn't probably work. So you can just override it anytime you want to. Set it for that's very clever.
Yep.
So okay, cool. And are these available now?
Yeah, so you can actually buy them on our website, omekitchen.com.
Okay.
And then we are actually now expanding beyond direct-to-consumer to multi-unit buildings, senior living. So we're here as part of H-Tech Atlanta, which is basically a consortium of Atlanta-based companies building solutions for older adults. As you can imagine, our primary customer tend to be middle-aged adults who have young kids at home and who have aging family members. And aging in place is becoming a huge priority. Aging at home, being able to retain that independence. And so we found an additional market we've expanded into, which is senior living, independent living. Cooking is usually one of the first things to go just because of the hazards of your stoves. And so, we're now selling through there too.
Very nice, very nice. And okay, I was just seeing the gas connection right there. So
this is what your gas connection looks like behind the stove, but our knob is only attaching to the shaft. And so the knob is comprised of 2 components. The knob bottom, which is the core of the technology, a custom motor and an adapter that clamps down onto the stove shaft, and then all the electronics are in here. And so this has a position sensor, Wi-Fi chip, a battery, and so all you have to do to recharge it about once a quarter is take the knob top off and then plug it into a USB-C cable, and then you're good to go.
It looks pretty easy to do, actually.
Yeah, and actually I'm going to...
I like the light part of it, too. Can you change the lights a little bit?
So the lights are based on your stove settings.
Okay.
Yeah, so you calibrate it so that we know and the knob knows where off, high, medium, and low are.
Gotcha.
And I'm just actually going to rotate it here, and you'll see it rotate in a second.
That is real cool.
Yeah, and so the lights or the LEDs mimic the burner setting. So low is yellow, medium is orange, and then high is red.
Okay. And what do you sell them, like in sets of 4? How does that work?
We sell them in packs, so you can buy one, or you can buy 1, 2, 3, just as a 1-pack, or you can do a 4-pack plus more. So typically, if you're buying a full set, you have 4 or 5 burners. So you would buy a 4-pack and then plus however many extra burners you have. The reason we do the 1-packs is because we found that generally the younger demographic of our customer base only uses 1 or 2 burners the most, and they just want to try it.
Sure.
And so we're trying to lower that threshold as much as possible just to get into your home, right? Just try us out, and then what we find is typically people come back and they want everything to look the same, and so they end up buying the rest. But we do sell them in packs.
We have run into a couple of smaller like stoves and things at the show this year.
Yeah.
And even the world's smallest dishwasher.
Oh,
right?
wow, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, it's just kind of cool. And I was just thinking to myself, this would be kind of a neat add-on on those too, because you have these people who are minimalists or whatever that have just small stoves that only have 1 knob on their stove or whatever.
That actually happens a lot in like hotel extended stays.
Oh, sure.
And so those are all markets that we're looking at down the road, but none of them are smart, so we've got an opportunity.
Yeah, very cool. And you can get them at
omekitchen.com.
Okay, omekitchen.com. Available on Amazon and things as well.
So we have not expanded into Amazon just yet, but just on our website. We want to control that customer journey, that experience. We actually offer a free installation call for every customer who buys a knob, so we can walk you through installation, make sure everything is set up. So once we kind of get past these next few months, we'll look at expanding into other.
Well, congratulations on your journey here. This had to be, it's amazing that you have this idea and you took it to fruition, and I love it. So good luck. And I'd love to have you, I'll reach out. I'd love to have you on our radio show sometime. This would be fun to talk about as well. So
yeah, that sounds great. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, thanks, Ashita.
The Tech Podcast Network's CES 2025 coverage is executive produced by Adam Barker. Technical director is Kirk Corliss. Associate producers are Nancy Ertz, Tracy Ingram, Xerxes Goddard, Brandy Jackson, and Aviva Cram. Voiceover by Aaron Hurst. Our hosts are Marlo Anderson, Don Bain, and Scott Ertz. Studio and equipment are provided by PLUGHITZ Productions. The TPN studio executive is Todd Cochran. This has been a Tech Podcast Network production, copyright 2025.